we're finally back. So this has been on the sideline because it has been negative 17 for the past like 4 weeks. It's been horrible. So I haven't been able to work on this much, and that's why I haven't uploaded at all. But we have a big task ahead of us. I have 7 days until there's a testing for rallycross, which I know what you guys are thinking. Rallycross? You were drifting this thing. I'm not. I decided kind of spur of the moment because I kind of did some research and there's no drift areas, like there's no drift tracks around me. It would be at least a 2-hour drive to the closest like track, and I can't do that. But there is a bunch of rally places near me, at least within a good 30 minutes, maybe an hour. Like they're closer, and they're a lot more. Plus, I have land that I can practice on. So I think it would be the better route. Plus, I love rally too. It's also a kick-ass sport, so I might as well do it. I wanted to do both, so might as well do this one because I wanted to do it anyway. So we have a big task. We have 7 days until the first preseason testing. Either I get everything done in those 7 days and I go to that testing and get to test everything out, or I don't. And then I go to a later testing. But I like having a deadline because it's motivation. So you have 7 days. 3 days actually that I have to work on it because I work the rest of the week. So we have a checklist of shit we need to do, and it's not short. Yeah. So all these stuff up here is just measurements. I just took a shit ton of measurements. That's what those broom handles are back there, because we are building a full internal roll cage. It's a process and it's gonna be really hard, but I know it's possible. So I measured everything out with inches and feet. My handwriting is fucking horrible. And we're going to take this up tomorrow to Metal by the Foot, get a shit ton of metal, spend a lot of money that I don't have, and get some metal for this car. And then we got to build a cage, which I have never done. I've never done that. Not even anything close to that. So it is going to be a very big learning experience, and I hope I do it correctly. I have a tube bender coming in tomorrow, along with the rest of the pipe and everything else. So yeah, that'll be fun. How hard can it be? You know? Can't be that bad. So we need a cage, okay? The other thing is tires. I'm ordering those tonight, and we just got a new tire machine, which you can see right there. It is godsend, and it works great. So tires, I'm gonna order those tonight. Those should be good and I can swap those. Cage, need to do that. The lift, I need to lift the coilovers on this car because it has coilovers on it already, which you've seen me install before. We just need to raise them because they are very lowered because it's a lowered car. So we can just raise those up. Not only will that get me some more height for those bigger wheels, but it will also give me some more spring travel, a little bit of less stiffness, which I'll need. If I need to add a lift kit to the car, I can. They're really simple to make. I'll just have to build that. But this should be good on just changing the coilovers in theory. Another thing is seats. Miata seats are not very containing. They don't hold you very well. So I'm going to go on Facebook Marketplace within these 3 days, find some Joe Schmo that's selling a really cheap seat, and slap them in. It's probably going to be like a metal seat, not very comfy. I'm just going to have to figure something out with that. But cheap seats. I need bucket seats because I don't want to be flinging around the car trying to hold myself in instead of actually focusing on the race. Next thing, 4-point harnesses. I have harnesses in the other Miata, so if it comes down to it, I can just pull those out for the day and then put them back. They're not very hard. But I'm gonna try and get those before the meet. And then the final thing is a new helmet, because they require helmets. So I'll find one of those. But that is the checklist. We have 7 days to get all that done. And I don't know what I'm doing. Is it possible? Yeah. Is it probably gonna happen? I don't know. I really don't know. But we're gonna try. And I really hope it works. There's a few other things I really want to do to this car. But this is the main thing to be able to go test it and see what else we need to work on. So I will see you guys whenever I do something next, which is probably going to be removing this dash. Okay, so I will be removing the dash tonight. I got like 2 or 3 hours that I got before I got to get to bed. So we're gonna try and remove this. I don't think it's that hard. I'm pretty sure it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish bolts on just the dash part. And then we also have to remove the steering wheel we already put on, the housing thing, this thing, the center console thing. It's a little bit. But we're gonna remove all that. I'm not gonna record it because there's a really great YouTube video that I'm gonna be watching on how to remove it myself, because I don't know. So, if you guys want to know how to remove it, go watch them. I'll take videos as I'm doing it, but I'll see you guys when it's out. Okay, so dash is out. It's kind of a pain in the ass. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but I'm now realizing there's a bunch of shit we don't need. This is gonna be a race car. I don't need a bunch of creature comforts or anything like that. So a lot of this is going to be taken out. I'm going to take out the whole airbox thing, all the like heating and AC components and stuff like that. Any essentials I'm going to keep in. But everything else I'm going to cut, tape, and pull out. So I will update you once that's out. I am now covered in stuff that goes in the AC. I forgot on this Miata, my AC worked. On the one I have now, it does not. I guess there was still stuff in the lines, and those lines are very pressurized. I did not know that. I pulled it off, and it fucking exploded. So I'm now going to pull off the other line, and hopefully now that I exploded the first line, that one shouldn't have pressure. Update, we got the big white box out of the middle, which was also a pain in the ass, and I got coolant everywhere, but that's beside the point. So, I'll update you if there's another explosion. Okay. Both hoses are removed. Same thing with those hoses there, which I will have to work with and take out the AC pump and everything else at a later date. But I now have everything out of here. There's a nice open, all that shit is out of the way. This is just the bar is probably gonna come out whenever I put the roll cage in. But I might leave this section here just for like a control module, be able to put all my switches and shit. And then I need to put my gauge cluster back in and figure out everything with the steering wheel. But other than that, car starts and runs. I'll have to redo the plumbing on the AC, but that's it. Just take out all the AC, get a new belt, and then reroute all of my coolant lines so that they flow back into each other. Other than that, it is completely stripped. I'm going to remount my ECU, probably up back behind here out of the way so it doesn't get kicked or anything like that. Yeah, so this is where we're at. It's looking pretty good, and I will update you guys tomorrow with more progress and take you guys along with the journey. But tonight I'm going to hit the sack, so I will see you tomorrow. I don't have a truck, so this will work. We got the metal. This piece literally barely fits within the car, but we got it home. $750, plus a bunch of other shit. So tomorrow the pipe bender comes in, so we can start putting all that in. In the meantime, we're gonna work on raising the suspension. So I just pulled off the AC lines that we originally pulled out the box from. I just pulled those lines out. These are what they look like, right? Those lines are now out. I'm not going to take out the AC unit because I don't really need to. It'll blow out and it'll just do its thing. But it's not in the cab anymore, so that's the main issue. Other than that, the only other thing that I needed to fix was where we disconnected the heater core. There's these two hoses, this one here and this one here, that were connected to the heater core, and now they are connected to nothing, and that is coolant lines. So they will spray everywhere. So you have to reroute them to connect them to each other. So instead of going into the heater core and out of the heater core, it'll just go through each other and it'll be fine. Side note, I'm broke now because I just spent $700 on tubing. So I don't really want to spend another $40 on 30 or something like that to get a random hose that will fit it. Instead, I'm going to use the hose that I just pulled out, one of these, right? There's a 90-degree bend there, and this diameter of these are the exact diameter I need for the inside of those coolant lines. So I'm gonna cut off one of these 90s and use it as basically a patch, and it'll just continue through that instead, you know? Yeah, so that's the next goal. Now going to use this step bit to just clean up the inside of the holes a little bit. This thing's still really hot. All cleaned up on both the sides. Also, don't do this. I don't know if this is even gonna work, and I don't know if it's safe. So don't try it, but I'm out of resources, so I started the car, and the coolant pipe that I just made was a tad bit small, so I added some little bit more thickness, and I also swelled out each of the ends using a tap and opening up and flaring out the ends. That really got it pretty tight, and added some little bit of tape, not on the actual edge, but right before it, just to make sure there's a nice good seal. And we're gonna slap that back in, start up the car, make sure it works, and if it does, we're going to move on to the interior. I lied, I'm not working on the interior. Instead, I am going to weld up the oil pan, the thing I should have done in the first place. The JB weld worked for like a little bit, and then it just started leaking again. So I bought aluminum rod and we're going to just weld it. I'm not going to take the pan off because you have to basically pull the motor off to get the pan out on Miatas. They suck dick to get out. So I'm just going to clean it and weld it from underneath. It will be much better than JB Weld either way. So yeah, I will update you once that's in. Well, both of my methods in patching the oil pan failed. I went and bought wire to try and MIG it, and I realized you had to add gas to be able to use wire on aluminum, and I don't got that, and I'm not spending that type of money. But I got the correct JB Weld this time and Flex Seal, so it's guaranteed it's not gonna leak. It's fine.
To show you the power of flex tape, I sawed this boat in half.
So I'm gonna do it correctly this time, and I'm really gonna make sure it stays, because I'm not doing this again. So we're gonna make sure this thing stays. And then once that is done, we're gonna put oil back in the car and start working on the interior finally. No, I lied. We're gonna pull off the coilovers and try and raise the car. Well, I didn't really have a plan for exactly what I was gonna do today, but I raised the suspension. So both of the front suspensions are lifted. I still need to do the rear, but both of the fronts are lifted. Order on the tires have been made, so those will be in here in a few days, along with some fresh new lights to put on the front, which would be a very cool touch. Other than that, we have all 4 gold tires, or wheels now. I bought another wheel, which I can show here. And the tires are coming in. So other than that, all we gotta do is build this cage, get a seat in the car from Facebook Marketplace, and find me a helmet. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna get some sleep. So, before I get started on anything else today, I wanted to show you guys what just came in. Really, really cool. It's not necessarily a needed part, but they are really cool. So I got a set of 2 small ones and a nice big one. So you have a set of 3 lights, all of which come with switches and everything else. Whole lot of wiring. Yeah, this is gonna look killer on that car. I'm really, really excited, and they're probably really bright. It makes it look like a rally car too, Plus, I only have the stock lights in there, so they're really dim. I noticed that trying to pull it around at night, super, super dim. So these will definitely help with our visibility, along with look kick-ass. So today we're gonna be raising up the rear suspension, which I didn't finish yesterday, along with getting this interior prepped and waiting on this tube bender to come in, because it comes in today. And as soon as it comes in, we can start getting that roll cage in. I at least want to get the main hoop built, along with the struts that go back. So that's today's task, and we're gonna get it knocked out. I'll see you guys down there. So there's a dilemma. I have tried everything in my power to get these rear shocks to loosen so that I can adjust them. And I tried a lot of shit. If I end up getting them, I'm gonna let you know, but currently I don't think we're gonna be able to get these off. After this, I'm going to work on some interior and work on some bumper stuff. I haven't mentioned that yet. That's just something else I wanted to do, but I'm still waiting on that pipe bender, so we can't really do much now. But I can work on some bumper things. I want to do some bash bar type of things on the rear and front. So we're gonna work on that, maybe install some lights while we wait on this pipe bender to get here, and then we can go from there. So I just knocked the first nut loose here. These coilovers are a piece of shit and they don't like to work. So finally got that one loose. I'm gonna go try and get the other one loose, because if I can't get them both loose, there's no point in adjusting them. So I'm gonna get the other one loose, and then once they're both loose, then I can adjust them, and we can go from there. But hopefully this ends up working. I just got the other one to break loose, so now we're going to lift this thing up, get some good lift to it, set it back down, try it a few times, make sure we get some good height in between that fender, and then once that's good, we're gonna move on to the bumpers. The back and front are now both lifted. Got some nice clearance in there, and especially with those tires, it's gonna raise it just a little bit more. I think it's looking pretty sweet. So now we're gonna work on some interior and some bumpers while we wait on this pipe bender to get here. I just welded up 2 mounting brackets that are gonna go right here on this bolt here, and the same one over there. And it's going to stick out of the mouth, because I was thinking, and I wanted to keep the mouth on the Miata, because you know that's the Miata, everybody knows that for it. So it's gonna stick out of the mouth, and then there's gonna be a bar that goes across, and I'm gonna bend that bar right on the edges and hug the bumper, keeping the whole bumper on there. I think it'll look really good. And then we're gonna attach the lights onto that. So I'm running up to the store real quick. Before that pipe bender comes in, it's still on the way. It should be here really soon. So in the meantime, I'm going to go and grab some gold paint, because I think gold bash bars on the black and gold car I think would look really sweet. So I'm gonna go grab some paint, and we'll be right back. I just finished something else pretty cool. This is a template for the dash. I'm going to cut it out of an old road sign, so it's going to be nice, good, clean metal in there, and then I can start adding any components or anything else I need. But this is going to be the template for that. I just got everything cut out of the sign. I now jerry-rigged up a breakover with a pipe between 2 tires, ratchet strap down, and then I clamp half of it here. And I'm going to take and bend it right here to give me that nice dash. I'm also going to bend it here. This is only half, the other half is underneath that cardboard. No, sorry, it's right here. And that I will weld on that edge, and I have a full dash. I just finished bending it and adding 2 supporting braces so that it actually holds it nice and stiff. And this is what we got so far. Looking really, really good. I'm gonna go test fit it, and I'll show you inside the car. So we're inside the car now. This is how she's looking. This side needs bent down a little bit more. I'm gonna move this bracket and mount it down here. This side is looking great, fitting really, really nice up against everything. And then this piece down here, I already have made. I just have to weld the 2 together now. Well, the 2 bender never ended up coming in tonight. It might come in later tonight, but I don't have it now. But we now have a completed dash. Looks super cool. It's all braced up and mounted and connected. The only thing left is just to drill some holes up top and some mounting points, and actually like secure it into the car, which I'm going to wait to do until after the roll cage is in. We have the 2 mounts for the roll bar, or for the front bar, but I have to wait for the 2 bender to come in to be able to finish that. So tonight I got the whole dash done, which was a big step for me. I got the steering wheel back in and everything else. So tomorrow we will be working on finishing the dash, hopefully finishing the bash bar, because the 2 bender should be in, and then finally getting started on the roll cage. Only a few days left until comp, and I really hope it's ready. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Two bender just came in. It works out really well. I just finished testing it out on the front bumper before I moved to the roll cage. I think it turned out pretty sweet. Figured I would test it out before I actually use it on the rest of the car. So this is ready to mount onto there. I'm gonna mount the lights onto that and wire it all up tonight. I think that'll be tonight's goal. I don't want to start the roll cage tonight because it's already almost 10 o'clock. The lights are on the bar and are all wired up. Still got some cable management to do. and cleaning everything up and making it actually work. But everything is on and looking good. It's hard to see it on camera, but they look pretty sweet. So now tomorrow I'll finish cleaning that all up, tucking the wires, making sure everything's nice and good, and then we can move on to other things. Finally just got off work and tires came in. Only 2 of them. I guess the other 2 are coming in tomorrow. Amazon is just deciding to fuck me over again. This is all finished from last night. I just bought a bunch of oil to top this off since we drained it all and patched the oil pan. So I'm gonna fill that up. I also have some more coolant to fill up the coolant reservoir. Other than that, I'm gonna finish wiring up the lights, make them all nice and finished up, and finish this roll cage. I want to start on the roll cage at least. Get that main hoop built and get that built and at least get it in the car, figured out what I want to do with it tonight. So I'm gonna do that and I'll record here and there. So wish me luck. The first main hoop is now bent. I don't think you understand how satisfying it feels to finally have something in the car that relates to a cage. I am so stoked. So, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure everything's all angled and done up correctly, and then we are going to weld in the base plates and get this thing fully installed, so then we can add on the rear supports and start making the cross members. But this is our main reference point that we need to get perfect. After that, it should be really easy. So I did this in about an hour, so I think we can actually get pretty far on this cage. Some of these pieces are just straight pieces that I just have to cut and drill. So let's wish me luck. So I really fucked up. I got really excited because I thought I did it right, and I did not. It is now midnight, and I finally found a solution to my problem. I don't know if anybody out there is knowledged at all when it comes to roll cages, but your corners are not allowed to look like that. They're not allowed to be creased. Those are creased as fuck. So that's bad, and they won't accept that. So I fixed it because I don't have another piece this long, and I'm not going to buy a fucking another one. Instead, I did this. So this is what I did. I welded in a piece of steel to reinforce those creases and make it look nice and clean. I'm then going to put a piece of plate steel right here, cover it up, make it look nice and pretty, and it'll be nice and noticeable and nice and good, you know? Also, if there's any welders in the chat, you can take that mean comment you're writing right now and go shove it up your ass, because I'm MIG welding, okay? And I'm doing my best, so eat it. Oh, currently, I'm working on gutting out the doors because we're gonna have to run bars through there and do everything to that. So while I'm doing that, my dad is finishing up, just tacking on those pieces I was talking about that are gonna cover up that spot. So he's gonna be finishing up that while I finish up these doors. And then we're gonna weld this hoop in, the main hoop, get that welded in, and start building everything off of it. I'm not gonna really update much. We're just gonna be building. I have work off tomorrow. I got work off, so I'm gonna be working all night. I'll update here and there whenever we get to big milestones, and we're gonna get this car ready. We got tomorrow is the final day to work on this car before the competition. So hopefully we can make it count and make it to the competition. this is currently how we're looking. I don't actually have front and rear with these tires because they still only sent me 2. This is just mocked up to see how it will look. Unfortunate news, I checked the Amazon listing and it says that they're not going to be here until March 6th. It is March 1st and the competition is tomorrow, March 2nd. So I will have to run stock tires in the front, or if I can find some okay tires at a local tire shop. But I'm kind of at a standstill right now because I ran out of welding wire. So I'm waiting on Walmart to open. It's currently 6 in the morning. I got work canceled, so I'm waiting on them to open, and I'm gonna go get more welding wire to finish this up. I have the main hoop welded into the car for the most part. I still have to add some bracketry. Then the rears that go down is dry fitted. They're just kind of sitting in there right now. But those are all dry fitted and fit. And then the next thing is adding that bar there, right behind here for the harnesses. Once that is in, we can start making the door bars, the overhead bar, and everything else. But these need to get finished, but I am out of welding wire, so I have to wait for Walmart to open, which they open at 6. It's only 5:30, so we're gonna grab some of that, finish this up, and then once I get to a pretty solid point, I need to start working on the tires, get that all situation figured out, and then finish cleaning up this interior all the way so that it is race ready. I need to bolt in the dash. I need to get all that stuff figured out. I topped off the oil. Oil is back in the car, so everything in the engine bay is fine. So I will keep you guys updated. Well, sad news. The test and tune that I was going to go to just got canceled. Nothing is going my way this week, but tires did come in, the other 2, instead of coming in on March 6th. So they came in. The car looks wicked. The car is looking awesome. I got the rear. The rear of the roll cage is in, the main things. I'm still gonna finish up the top and like the rest of it tonight, but we're about to take it on its first test run just to make sure everything is operating, because if there isn't going to be a test and tune with an organization, I'm just going to do it myself. So we're going to take this thing on a drive, see how it does, have some fun with it, and test everything out. So I stayed up pretty late finishing the main supports of the cage and got it all drivable. This right here, what you're about to see, is a few days after we already tested it and the finished cage and how it actually ended up looking. And it looks pretty sweet. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Since I was up so late, all my friends have already waken up, and since today is the day of the test tune, we decided to take it out with the full cage of the race.
It's minute number 2. Rally car already fucking stuck. How do you feel?
Bud.
Hold on. To give you an idea, he went through this. He had all of this to go on, and he had to go through the mud.
Why wouldn't I use that?
Because it's not front-wheel drive. It's not all-wheel drive. Hang on. Let me get me light up.
We then proceeded to rip this thing all the next day into our own test and tune, and it was awesome. So you're about to see some clips from that, and absolutely how fun this car is.
Yo, that helmet was clutch. If I didn't have a helmet on, that would have been a lot worse.
So I checked my local SCCA rallycross organization and found that they were doing a race in a few days, and it was the first race of the season. So I ended up welding the roof up, got the whole interior buttoned up, got all my instrument clusters nice and wired and finished. I also put window nets and a spare tire, and this thing was ready for the race, and I was so excited. A final thing I noticed was my cluster was not reading correctly. I tried to fix it and decided it wasn't worth it, so I went and bought gauges, wired them all up, and was ready for the race.
Lit up.
I didn't want to spend like 5.
For this being my first race of the season, it went absolutely awesome. I had a few friends come out to the race with me, and my parents supported me the whole time. I ended up taking first place in this event in my category, and it was awesome. So that was it. This has been probably a few months since I recorded that last video and the event you just seen. I went on to do 3 or 4 more races, taking first place in my division in every single one. I'll throw up some photos here of the races I've won, and it was awesome. It was a great time with this car, and I had a blast with it. Super fun building it, and thank you guys for seeing it go from a junkyard crash to a killer car. There's maybe some future plans with it. I've been buying a few other cars, so there's some few projects coming in the works for a few videos coming up. I got a 66 Mustang I'm going to be working on, along with that daily car you see me driving, was that white Miata. So maybe I'll be posting a little bit more of both of those cars. But super happy with how this rally car turned out. It was a blast. I may be moving on and selling it and getting a different car so that I can move on to stage rally. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's just way more intense and a whole different style and expense of racing. Way more expensive than what I did there. I will need to get an actual certified cage, a full frame car, not just the unibody convertible Miata. That's not going to work. A bunch of other things, like just way more in depth on the car. But in theory, I can end up moving up in rally and have a really good time with the rest of it. I have loved it so far and want to continue. So if I end up getting another rally car and I start building another one, I will update you guys on that and post another video. And if you guys want to see any of my other content that I post more frequently, I'll link my Instagram and TikTok down in the description so you guys can check out the rest of the work that I'm doing. But for now, this is the Miata rally build, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And let me know if you guys got any tips or anything you want to see with that car. And just thanks for watching. So I will see you guys in the next video.